Hey, Ryan Michael Galloway here, and I'm with WeDon'tNeedNoStinkingRecordCompany.com, and we're talking a lot about why right now. And we're talking with David Spangenberg, also known as Professor Pooch from ProfessorPooch.com. And so let's get into the problems, Professor, about a 360 deal, as if we can't just kind of get a pretty good read, but maybe you can give us some more details of things that we hadn't thought of. So a 360 deal is where basically they're looking at the artist and every bit of money they make from every source and trying to get a piece of it. And this is the record company. They don't necessarily deserve a piece of it. And your thoughts, what are some problems with that?
Well, one of my major problems, which I should bring up that's in regular deals even before the 360, is what is known as cross-collateralization. And that's robbing Peter to pay Paul. So let's say, for example, your record deal, for them to get you to record, they gave you $100,000. Well, let's say they're not getting their money back. So they cross-collateralize. In other words, they take some of your publishing money, your merchandising money, so that to pay off for the recording money. So they'll never use the word cross-collateralization in a contract. They always say from all sources. They'll collect their money from all sources so they get paid back for what they put out. And I understand they want their money back, but meanwhile, the artist isn't making money even from things they used to make money from.
So that's like borrowing money for a car, and then the bank saying, okay, but if you don't pay it back, we're going to take your house too, not just your credit card.
Yeah, that's a good picture.
Good deal. Okay. Well, you know, that might not be so bad if they were creating something of value for the artist, but one of the things that I know is that when they sometimes put together a recording budget, that they'll slide a whole bunch of things in that recording budget that are either overblown or they're getting kickbacks on. Like, for instance, maybe their brother, the producer's brother's got a limo company, and so they're gonna.
Seen that. The thing is that if you'll see in a contract, most recording contracts, it's about a 2-inch thick paragraph in fine print with everything they take out for everything, and it always adds, of course, and any other affiliated, or associated services or costs to us or whatever, and there's ways to limit that, of course. That's why you hire, somebody like me, a contract specialist, or you hire an entertainment attorney to get some of that stuff thrown out, or at least specify the heck, I want at least receipts for stuff.
Yeah,
I know what the heck and where it's going.
Why does a band that everybody's 17 and single, without any kids, need a child care, line item in their recording contract? But boy, it's there a lot of times.
Yeah, but you brought up a very good point, and that is, and a lot of artists don't think of that. They'll say, oh, well, I don't need this, when something or whatever. They don't realize that sometimes they might be married and have kids and need that money
at some
for
point.
Things,
Yeah, good point. It's very easy to give away a percentage of something you don't have yet. And
yeah, it goes back to when people say, "Hey, I'm getting 15%." I always ask, "Of what?"
Right.
Yeah, wholesale, retail, adjusted gross, net.
After what gets taken out of it too.
Right.
Let me maybe throw another thing at you, is that most people that I know of that are doing okay in the music business but aren't big stars, they're making maybe on the order of $70,000 to $120,000 a year, and they're doing some performing, and they might be doing some lecturing and teaching, and they might be doing some producing in the studio, and they might be doing some studio work. And after a while, you got to ask, why does the record company need a piece of all that stuff? I mean, I know they set you up for a little bit more fame and a little bit more momentum.
Yeah,
but you're the one that's doing all the work.
Need or want?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What do they need it for? Well, they want it.
Yeah.
They want whatever they can. That's why you put in what is known as a sideman clause, which goes way back, that allows the artist to make money from other things that the record company's not going to attach.
Gotcha.
In other performing on somebody else's album. You always see on the bottom of the record, so and so brought to you by Columbia Records or whatever, is going through this company or that company, and they can make some side money. Right now, with the 360 deal, I mean, they're going to attach everything until they get paid back. I'd like to know what the artist is supposed to live on, or
right.
that, they don't want them working 9-to-5 jobs.
Yeah. Oh, they probably want a piece of that too. Not to be
sounds like the tax man.
too cynical.
Tax for this,
So maybe there's a third thing that's is a sure thing in life. It's taxes and death and record company royalties that are being taken out. So
basically nowadays, record companies are just banks. And the point is, why do you need a bank? At that point, if it's just money kind of a thing, and if you know how to do what you're doing, I mean, it's one of the things I teach is how to do it without a record company.
right.
And so do you. And the thing is that make it so you don't need a record company. You could use an investor. Look at Live Nation. Okay, they signed 360 deals with Madonna and Jay-Z and other people or whatever. I think I got my names right. But, just an investor that will do it. Why do you need a record company when you can do it yourself?
Oh, yeah.
My main concern is that the artist is set up before they deal with any of these companies, and then they'll be dealing from strength, or at least equal, so they're not ripped off. And that's why I always warn artists to make sure there's a lot of things you should do before you even think of signing with a manager, let alone a record.
And let's talk about that in a minute, Professor. Let's close this conversation off, and then we'll come back tomorrow night and talk a little bit more. Is that okay with you?
Sounds good to me.
All right. Ryan Michael Galloway here with Professor Pooch of ProfessorPooch.com, also known as David Spangenberg, and of course I'm with We Don't Need Any. Excuse me, let me try that again. We Don't Need No Recordcompany.com. Boy, I got that wrong too. We don't need no stinking recordcompany.com. Everybody's
That's right.
shouting at their computer screens right now. You can't even get it right, Ryan. Anyway, we'll be back. Thanks.
Take care.